I'm Sean Freeman. I'm a past president of the Coventry Schools Foundation and a current board member. We started the foundation in 2008, and the goal was to raise as much money as we can for academic classroom grants and scholarships. But the primary work that we do is make money so that teachers who have brilliant ideas, that's the one thing we've seen over all the grants that we've looked at, have these great ideas but not a way to fund them. And so since our inception, we funded 67 grants. But this last grant go around, we had some real knockouts. And tonight you're going to hear a little bit about each of them. They include a World War II history elective, a science Olympiad thing, a marimba. So, but I'm here to hand out the checks and hear some good stories, because they are good stories. So the first recipient is Richard Dudley. His is called Building a Wind Turbine. Go ahead and tell about what you're...
Well, I was fortunate enough this year to be placed at the high school. I'm teaching a STEM class of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and also competing in Science Olympiad. One of the 23 events was wind power, which, you know, green energy and alternative energy is a big topic right now. So we're gonna try to build some wind turbines and generate by a little bit of electricity, but we understand the basics of how to make energy out of natural resource like wind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, guys. Hold on. I'm here for the newspaper for you guys, so. Okay, Sean, you want to take a hold of the envelope with me real quick? There we go. Good. Thank you, John.
Thank
You guys tell a good story, we'll give you your check.
No story, no check.
Next is Kathleen Parker. Hers was called High Interest, High Scores.
I teach 7th and 8th grade resource class, and I had a student come up to me this year and she said, "Can you teach me how to like to read?" And I thought, well, I love reading, but I think the problem is the materials we give some of these kids is just too high for them because they have a struggle. So there are books out there that are high interest, but they're lower level readers, and so I'm going to implement those into our classroom and hopefully build some lifelong readers.
I think that's good enough for a check.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
guys, get with the program. Good. Thank you.
Next up is Kim Fallon. A lot of us are getting old, and a lot of the World War II people are dying. And so our kids don't get to see the kind of World War II stories that we saw as we were growing up. So Kim can
I'm
tell
sure
you.
where you're going with that again. We had the opportunity at the end of last school year to revamp some of our electives in the history department. And one near and dear to me was creating a World War II class. It has always been something that the kids have been very interested in. They love the Holocaust. The 8th grade field trip, I think, spawned some of that. And so we wrote an elective. It's a semester elective that teaches the history of World War II. Knowing our district, very little funds were there for it, none at all, and no books or anything. So on our own, we've been working on this course, and so I do appreciate the funds to buy some materials for this class.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Get a little closer there. There we go. You know how the newspaper is. Then we'll see the action.
Next up is Beth Lewis. I had to ask what a marimba was, so, but evidently it's pretty important. So.
Very important. Hi, I teach middle school band, and the students in the middle school just continue to work and improve, and it's very impressive. One of them's actually here today. They've been coming in during their lunch period, Cole has, to practice mallet instruments, so they have the skills they need for high school. And as the band grows, we don't have enough instruments for these kids to play and build these skills. So a marimba is a very large xylophone, basically, and 2 students can use it at the same time. It also has a beautiful sound, and we're fortunate enough to have one at the high school, but now with your guys' generosity, we'll have one at the middle school as well, so they can be ready for Mr. Welker's high school band. So thank you all very much.
I think the other thing while she's there just to mention is our band is growing tremendously, and we're very fortunate to have a new band director at the high school this year, and along with Miss Lewis, they've just created a monster of a program. It's nice to have that problem, that we don't have enough instruments, and figure out a way to get them in their hands. So thank you for all the work you guys do.
Next up is Melissa Ostrosky. Hers is called Classroom Amplification.
Excuse me. I'm the special education director for Coventry, and when I go around and watch the teachers teach in the classrooms, and at the middle school one day I was in there and I'm like, okay, it's comfortable, I'm not hot, I'm not cold, but with the sounds coming from the vent, I couldn't hear the teachers from the back of the classrooms. And they already have the speaker systems in the classroom, so we just needed the microphones so that teachers can wear them. I'm going to give them to my inclusion special education staff, and they'll be able to take them when they go to different classes, so they'll be used in different classrooms throughout the middle school.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Michael Burge. His is called exploratory science. In a nutshell, it's like doing field trips into the woods and bugs and that kind of thing. They probably tell the story better, but that's the gist of it.
So my first year at Coventry Middle School, I teach both the 8th grade, but I do teach one class of 7th grade exploratory science, and I get about 25 kids for 12 weeks to basically just do some things that they wouldn't necessarily get the chance to spend the time doing in a classroom, and kind of explore different areas of the same material, but in possibly new and fun ways. So far, I've kind of taken it as like a STEM class. From those I've asked, it didn't have much of an identity, and so I'm trying to use this money as a budget to give this class an identity in that school and really make it something that kids want to go to and explore some science topics that they might not get a chance to have some hands-on fun with in the classrooms just because of time and things like that. So with this money, I'm really hoping to be able to do that.
Sounds like a neat program.
Yeah, it does.
Congratulations.
Okay, guys, they're right there. Thank you.
Next up is Lisa Kamefsky. She is doing first grade book boxes.
I teach first grade at Turkeyfoot, and we wrote a grant as a team for book boxes. At Turkeyfoot, we don't have desks for the students. We have tables. And differentiation and independent learning is a big goal for us in first grade. So with the book boxes, students have the materials they need to have the learning goals, have the materials they need to meet their learning goals. Okay.
There you go.
Go
Congratulations.
anywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Audrey Baker. Hers is called Express Yourself.
I'm the speech therapist at Turkeyfoot School, and I'm purchasing a program that will, and I go into all the special ed classrooms, and I'm purchasing a program that will allow the special ed kids to work on expressing themselves verbally, and then we will work on their written language skills so they can write reports and hopefully maybe work on the regular ed classrooms also.
If I might say, and not to embarrass you, but, you know, Audrey's been in the district for 33.
This is my 34th year.
34th year, and to be still excited and teaching and writing grants, we just greatly appreciate it, so thank you.
Don't you go anywhere.
Which was his mine?
That's not, but you're not allowed to get out of jail free here.
Sorry.
There we go.
Is Renee here?
Yes.
Renee Burkhardt. We had some of our board members go to what's called Mad Science, and all they said is it's really cool. So tell us.
Okay. Last year I wrote a grant and got it, and then this is kind of like a renewal to keep the program going. But what I started is the kids learn different science topics and try out different experiments, and then they created a science show. And then they performed that show for the other classrooms, came in and watched the science show at the end of the year, and we had parents come in and some community members. So I'm really excited to keep this program going, and this year we're doing a weekly science experiment, and they'll be testing it and writing about it, and then we'll have the show at the end of the year. So I've kind of expanded it, and I'm sharing that with another colleague, so it's kind of just growing. So
Maybe we should come and see the.
Very impressive.
results.
Steve Spangler is part of that.
yes.
There we go, guys. Good, thank you.
And the final one, I want to read something. This is the this was how her grant started. And this is Stephanie Galemo. And her grant started with, when I taught in Columbus, my former boss stated that we as educators need to create, quote, busy for our students. Otherwise, they'll find and create their own form of busy. And she wrote a phenomenal grant for the 4th grade show choir.
Hello. Yes, we started a 4th grade show choir at the 4th grade academy, and it's going really well. Any kid that was interested is staying after school with me on Mondays and Wednesdays for an hour and a half. And we had 68 kids show up. So I have a 68-person show choir. They're excited. We're working with Mr. Duncan right now trying to schedule a performance for basketball, but we needed things for music, for CDs, so that they can practice, and it's getting kids up, loving music, and also getting them physically active after school. So I'm tired afterwards, at least.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Get away from the microphone a little bit with
kidding.
that.
I'm kidding.
I actually like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have some great teachers in our district, and they always surprise us, and they always come up with great ideas. So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.